You might think that big authority sites like The Verge or Fast Company dominate Google search, but the reality is they're fighting for survival, just like many small publishers are. Many have even lost a significant amount of search traffic recently. We've taken a deep dive into Glen Allsopp's new report on Detailed.com to reveal the secret weapons big players use to thrive in today's competitive search landscape. These sites have invested millions in trial and error to perfect these strategies, and we're breaking everything down and sharing them with you right here, right now. Plus, stick around for some eye-opening data on how many Google searches actually lead to websites. Hint, it's less than you think. Welcome to another edition of our Search Marketing News Roundup. I'm Mark Webster, co-founder of Authority Hacker and strategic advisor at Marketing Pros. Today's video is brought to you by Search Intelligence. More on them a little later. If you want all of the most important SEO and marketing news analyzed by industry veterans weekly in your feed, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss out on our next episodes. Now let's dive into the big site secrets revealed in Glen's report. Glen Allsopp of Detailed.com has released his latest quarterly report, sharing insights on how top companies dominate Google search results and adapt to industry changes. We dove deep into the report to learn what the big guys are doing right now to survive and thrive, and what strategies us small publishers can steal. First off, it's not just the small publishers feeling the heat. Big publishers are also struggling. Take the Culture Trip, for instance. Their monthly search traffic has plummeted from over 18 million to less than 2 million in 4 years, despite raising over $175 million from investors. Those investors probably aren't too happy right now. Bustle Digital Group is another big name facing major setbacks. They've reported search traffic losses of up to 80% across most of their websites, and their Facebook traffic has also dropped by 50% since last year. Publicly traded media conglomerates are also taking a hit. The Arena Group has lost a staggering 99.8% of its share value since its peak, and Gfinity is down 99% over the past 5 years, following heavy search traffic losses. These numbers make shitcoins look like stable long-term investments, but this is what happens when you're completely reliant on one platform for traffic. We interviewed Glen to get deeper insights on his report, and he shared his thoughts on traffic diversification.
I think search traffic is always going to be important. It's always going to be an incredible traffic source because of the intent behind it. But there's definitely lots of other platforms that people are starting to take a bit more seriously, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, and so on, than they were before.
Surprisingly, diversification can even boost performance on Google search. CJ Eats Recipes has seen phenomenal growth in Google search, going from 25,000 monthly visits to over 875,000 in just 12 months. His success on Instagram and TikTok, where he has over 1 million followers each, is probably behind the growth. Many people search for his brand or click on his site when they see it, helping the site rank higher thanks to the nav boost system by Google. Another big finding is that large publishers are capitalizing on their competitors' misfortunes by buying up sites that have been hit by Google updates. For instance, Pangolia acquired excitedcats.com and consciouscats.net, two sites that had been slammed by Google, and redirected them to Catster after moving some of their content over. US News acquired the Culture Trip, probably for much less than the $175 million that investors put into it. And Guiding Tech Media recently announced the acquisition of Microsoft Excel resource Exceldemy, which lost over 98% of its search traffic, and statistics blog Statology, which lost 60% of its search traffic. What's happening here is that sites that did well with the recent Google updates are buying up sites that lost a lot of traffic but had good content. Then they simply move the content over to the stronger domain. And most of the time, Google will instantly rank that content again just because it's on a domain that they love. And with website values at near record lows, there's never been a better time to buy up relevant websites for pennies on the dollar. As Allsopp explains,
the multiple of revenues that websites are going for is probably far less than it was, a couple of years ago, and the revenue that those websites are making is probably less as well.
With the rise of AI, it's also clear that big publishers are feeling threatened. Everyone was making fun of them for mass producing low quality content, and that business model is now in jeopardy given how easy it's become for anyone to pump out subpar content at high volume. These publishers are now trying to level up their content quality to increase engagement and reduce reliance on Google traffic. For example, Planet Sport has elevated their game on their racing site Planet F1 by building close relationships with F1 teams and getting a journalist into the paddock at races, gaining high-profile exclusive stories and interviews. And if you check out the kitchen product review methodology page on Business Insider, they make it pretty clear that their product reviews are conducted with more hands-on experience than they ever have been. Edward Hyatt, the Wall Street Journal's director of newsroom SEO, suggested publishers double down on high-quality content that's resistant to being commoditized. And these publishers aren't just creating better quality for the fun of it. Focusing on high-quality content unlocks some great new monetization methods due to a higher engagement from the audience. Big players like Vox and The Cut started offering monthly memberships to read their full lineup of content. Vox and The Verge are offering paid newsletters, and Puck News acquired a Substack newsletter with 32,000 subscribers. The Cut and The Atlantic are increasing ad revenue by attracting more lucrative advertising deals through their dedicated sales team. And many brands are leveraging Apple News to generate additional revenue, with some even earning 7 figures per year this way. Media conglomerates like Condé Nast and Hearst, as well as small publishers like Pangolia, are also embracing e-commerce. Condé Nast e-commerce revenue is up 39%, and Hearst, which owns publications like Popular Mechanics and Men's Health, have leveraged dropshipping as a lucrative alternative to affiliate marketing. For instance, a DigiDay report revealed that Men's Health makes $250 in revenue on $800 dumbbells via dropshipping, rather than the $80 they would typically get as part of an affiliate commission. Pangolia is also expanding their product lineup with their new PangoVet telehealth service, which is heavily advertised on Catster and Dogster. This builds on the e-com success they've already seen with pet furniture brand Hepper. Selling products, whether they be other brands' products or your own creation, is a big opportunity for sites of all sizes. Not only can it generate more revenue, but it's a defensive move that lets you increase profit per visitor and unlock new traffic sources like retargeting ads and social media. Allsopp's also found a unique way publishers are leveraging their content to drive more sales.
A styling element I'm seeing a lot more often now is almost an article that kind of starts like an article, looks like an article, the featured image, the headline, and then as you scroll, it kind of merges into a store.
While these methods are effective, not all of them are easily replicable for small publishers. If you have a small brand, you can strengthen your monetization by selling courses like GuitarTricks.com's guitar course, digital products such as Easlow's Notion templates, physical products like Epic Gardening's gardening store, coaching services like Nerd Fitness's fitness coaching, and sponsorships like this one we're about to show you from our sponsor, Search Intelligence. They recently ran a groundbreaking PR campaign that landed over 60 high-quality links and placements. Here's how they did it. They began by diving into SimilarWeb, discovering that OpenAI's website had skyrocketed to 44th in the global traffic rankings, thanks to ChatGPT's popularity. Using this stat, they crafted a detailed press release about their findings and sent it out to journalists. The result? Their story was featured on some of the world's most reputable websites, including Yahoo News, DR92, The Wrap, DR84, and Time Magazine, DR92. This campaign shows that PR link building doesn't always require massive datasets. Sometimes even simple statistics presented clearly to the press can result in a bounty of links. So if you're looking to enhance your link building with an innovative digital PR campaign, head over to search-intelligence.co.uk. Another surprising move by big publishers is the streamlining of their portfolios by shutting down or selling smaller sites. The Arena Group, for instance, didn't just stop working on smaller sites like Smarty Sense, Spry Living, and American Profile. They completely deleted them overnight. Another example is Pangolia, who redirected their general pet site, PetKeen, to their PangoVet telehealth service. It seems focusing on fewer, higher authority sites is more effective than spreading resources thin across a larger portfolio. Creating blog content is still viable, but industry shifts have made news content a potential goldmine in any niche. Conglomerates are increasingly building or acquiring news brands because the widespread interest in news makes it shareable across many platforms, including Facebook pages, Instagram stories, Google News, Google Discover, newsletters, X, and even SEO through all those links that the stories acquire. In addition to unlocking these traffic sources, covering news in your industry attracts a more engaged, higher quality audience who are more likely to purchase things that you sell. Take GRV Media, for example. They recently acquired MMA news site BloodyElbow.com, which reached a record 9.3 million monthly page views, with only 400,000 of that from organic search, showing a healthy lack of reliance on SEO. Similarly, stock trading app Robinhood launched a financial news site website Sherwood News, which is off to a great start with over 750,000 monthly visits from direct traffic, email, and social. If you want a taste of what's possible on Google Discover, SEO expert Lily Ray recently shared one of her clients' success stories with over 2 million daily clicks from Google Discover alone. And we're seeing some great early successes in the news format with this very YouTube channel. We'll finish with some advice from Glen for smaller publishers.
The best advice I can give anyone is find a success story, active success story on a similar path to you, or at least where you want to be. Find that and follow them.
I couldn't agree more. Now, have you ever wondered how many searches actually result in clicks to websites? Well, a new study from Rand Fishkin of SparkToro has some surprising data. Using the multi-million device clickstream panel from Datos, a SEMrush company, Fishkin was able to answer some core questions like, what percent of searches in 2024 end without a click? Is Google losing to AI tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Microsoft Bing? And how much has the rollout of AI overviews changed how searchers behave? Let's start with the clicks. For every 1,000 US Google searches, only 360 clicks go to websites. The rest either end the browsing session, make another search, go to one of Google's properties like YouTube or Maps, or go to a paid ad. This means that nearly 2/3 of searches either leave completely or stay inside of Google's ecosystem. The data is pretty similar in the EU, with 374 out of every 1,000 searches resulting in a click to the open web. The overall trend isn't great for site owners. Both the US and EU are at historic lows on clicks to websites, while clicks to Google properties are on the rise. Look, I don't have to tell you that there's sand at the beach. But it doesn't seem like Google is losing out to ChatGPT or any other AI alternatives either. In fact, they've been even stronger, with record highs in searches per searcher. The data suggests that despite the media firestorm attacking Google's credibility, users aren't seeking out alternatives. Despite Google telling people to eat glue and rocks, users still prefer the platform over other options. And how are AI overviews affecting things? Well, the biggest shift was that mobile searches fell considerably, from around 240 searches per searcher in April to around 180 searches per searcher in May. That is significant. Fishkin says this is probably why Google rolled AI overviews back to appearing on just 12.7% of US search results. Mobile accounts for almost 2/3 of Google's queries, which means a 25% drop in search could prove cataclysmic for their share price, hence the reduction in AI overviews usage overall. Let's move on to a significant development from Cloudflare that aims to help content creators protect their work from unauthorized AI bots and scrapers. Cloudflare just introduced a new feature that allows users to block AI bots, scrapers, and crawlers with just a single click. This new feature is available to all Cloudflare customers, including those in the free tier. With the rise of generative AI, the demand for content to train models has skyrocketed, leading to concerns about AI providers illegally scraping content. The AI blocker will be updated over time to include new offending bots as they're identified. Interestingly, despite the high volume of AI bot activity, only a small percentage of websites actively block these bots. For instance, in June 2024, AI bots accessed around 39% of the top 1 million internet properties using Cloudflare, but only 2.98% of these properties took measures to block or challenge these requests. Maybe this feature will make a dent in those numbers, but I'm not sure small site owners are as informed as you are. Thanks to this channel, of course. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you enjoyed this video. It's time for our debate of the week. With big sites struggling to make ends meet as well now, do you think Google is going to have to start paying more attention to publishers and rectify the situation in the next core update? We'd love to know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, you really should watch this video.